So today, we are going to be making a video on a community that I'm sure everyone knows that I just absolutely love to death. The physical media community. And I would just like to ask this question to just the general audience watching this video. You don't have to answer it right away, but I would prefer if you do. But why does this community tend to have this weirdly huge stigma against anime? Like, seriously, I have not seen a single freaking community that has as big of a stigma against anime and just pretty much foreign animation in general than the physical media community, and I really question it. Now, since I did ask this question, and this has kind of been on my mind for a little while, so I just brainstormed some things that I would like to say to the physical media community, and also just really explaining why this stigma is really weird, and then I have one potential reason why the physical media community could have this stigma against anime, but we're not going to jump to it right away. We'll get to it when we get to it, but here's some reasons why I think the physical media community's stigma against anime is really weird. So, I have not heard a single fucking defense as to why the physical media has this stigma against anime, but I think one of the reasons could be that because since they think that anime is from Japan and not from America or from a Western country, then it's just this completely different thing from Western animation. It's just completely different. There are no things that they have in common whatsoever, and it all just sucks, even though I haven't seen a whole lot of them, which is incredibly false and incredibly stupid, because just because anime is not from the US or Western countries and it's from Japan, that does not mean that animes cannot have a lot of the same strengths or positives or even qualities of Western cartoons. Because again, having stuff like good character development, just great characters in general, good writing, just good everything, that's not a Western cartoon exclusive. There are plenty of animes out there that are really fucking good, and also have a lot of deep qualities to them, have a lot of depth, have great, again, characters, writing, development, just everything that they don't get the same type of fucking love that some of the Western cartoons do, because, well, it's a foreign type of animation, and for some reason, this community seems to think that just anything that's not a Western cartoon just sucks. Another thing that really makes me question why people in the physical media community have this stigma is there are a lot of Western cartoons out there that are well loved or pretty well liked by the physical media community that have very strong anime influences. Like, seriously, there are plenty of freaking Western cartoons out there that some of which even the physical media community likes that have very big freaking anime influences. I mean, look at shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender, Teen Titans, Powerpuff Girls, Kim Possible, Samurai Jack. Well, I don't know if a whole lot of people in this community like Samurai Jack, but I mean, these are all shows that were from the that are from the West, that have anime influences. Either either it be a little bit of anime influence to some pretty big ones. Even shows like freaking Boondocks, which I personally am not a fan of the Boondocks, but that show has a lot of freaking anime influence to it. And crap, if you just look at even the 2000s action show boom, which personally I really liked, but if you look at this whole boom, a lot of shows during this time period have a lot of anime influences, and it's really makes me question if these people don't mind watching or even like shows that have anime influences, why do they have such a huge stigma against anime itself? Because, again, there are a lot of these cartoons that are influenced by this genre that for some reason they still have this huge stigma against it. Oh, but don't get it twisted, though. There are a couple animes that don't have this huge stigma, and there are some people in the physical media community that think these animes are the best in their freaking genres. Like Pokemon and Sonic X. Two of the best animes of this whole time period. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to freaking go to those two because, okay, listen, I don't hate these two shows. Like, just, they're not really all that bad. I mean, again, I may have my own issues with them, but in the grand scheme of things, they're not bottom tier when it comes to anime. But why is it these two in particular, both of which are kind of comboed in with each other? Like, what is with these two that even made some physical media community members say that these are the only animes that they like? I mean, what makes these two animes better than something like, I don't know, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Death Note, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, or even Shippuden, even Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that, like, what makes these two better, that much better than something like Yu-Gi-Oh! Even stuff like that I'm not the biggest mega fan of, like Bleach, or One Piece, or Attack on Titan. Like, what makes these two, Pokemon and Sonic X, what makes them so fucking good that they absolutely just fucking completely wash out all these other animes, a lot of which have a lot of better traits about them, and don't have this completely childish attitude. But, again, I'm sorry, it's just... Okay, I feel like the main reason why a lot of physical media community members like these two animes so much and just have this huge stigma against everything else is because, well, let's just face it, a lot of physical media community members have the nostalgia goggles fucking super glued to their face, and they only like things, or they base their interests solely on just if they grew up with it, and it's just really, that mentality is not good for critical thinking, and that's why I always bring notion to that. But again, just, there are loads of fucking good animes out there, but they don't get the same type of actual like from the physical media community that for some reason Pokemon and Sonic X get. Okay, now this is gonna be the last part that I said, that I feel like part of the reason why, at least for the fucking VGCP type people, I think I know part of the reason why they have this huge stigma against anime. It's because, well, given their views on minority groups and foreigners, I think that's the reason why they have this huge stigma against anime and pretty much just any foreign cartoon in general. It's because they're not from America, and basically just anything that's not from the good old land of America, just, it's all garbage, and it's just, again, okay, now, again, I'm sure there are some people out there in this community that have their own personal reasons for why they don't like anime. Well, the only thing that I've heard is just, oh, I'm not interested in it. And, okay, but usually that doesn't get a whole lot on my nerves, but come on, it's gotta go further than just, I'm not interested in it, if it's that fucking synonymous with a lot of members in this community. Like, it's gotta go fucking deeper than just, oh, I'm not interested in watching it. Like, just, I mean, I'm sorry, it's just... Listen, listen, anime has its own problems. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some cliches in anime, and there are plenty of animes out there that are not good and are actually quite bad, like Boku no Pico, for example. But again, it's just a lot of the people in the physical media community, they haven't even went out of their way to actually watch any animes. They just, I didn't look at the fucking animation style or watch a couple clips and they're like, well, this shit sucks. A lot of the stuff in this genre must suck then. And it's just, again, it's just really freaking weird that there's this bit of a stigma against this freaking genre of animation when, okay, might as well give a little bit of insight, and here's the thing. Kind of back last year and in 2020 and stuff like that, I was not huge into anime. I mean, there were definitely some animes that I liked. No, not Pokemon and Sonic X, but again, I did take more of a liking to anime than other people in the community, but I kind of had a little bit of the whole, oh, I'm not very much interested in watching it. And then I went and did this thing that a lot of people in this community have a big fear of doing, and that is going out of my way to watch something, and I ended up watching Death Note. And then I ended up watching Full Metal Alchemist, and those two animes really made me an anime fan again. Because, again, when it was... back in 2014 and before that, I really freaking liked a lot of animes, and then I went through a small period where I didn't like a whole lot of it, but again, these two animes sparked my interest in anime back up again. And again, I'm sorry I always talk about fucking Fullmetal Alchemist and Death Note whenever I talk about animes. It's just, again, these two animes, these are the two best animes that I've seen in my entire lifetime. And they're both in my top 3 cartoons or top 3 shows of all time. Because again, these two really deserve a lot more love, but don't get it because of this fucking community's stigma against anime. When, again, these two animes, they're better than a lot of the freaking shows that this community tends to like for some reason. But again, I'm done talking about this stuff for now. Anyways, see you guys in the next video.